Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. This is Joey A. As you know, my videos are about love, infinity, creation, energy, because this is exactly who we are. We're infinite love, infinite energy, infinite creation. We're the human race. We're the most incredible species. We are, hands down. Okay, so this is part of a series, a lot of videos. So I want to make sure that I go through them. So this is part of the series of freedoms, infinite eternal freedoms that we all have because we're the Republic of Planet Earth. This is exactly who we are. We're infinite eternal creators with the Republic of Planet Earth, with the Earth Constitution. We are infinite DNA. Love is the mechanism that unlocks the infinite DNA structure, who we are. And if you want to ascend into infinity, which is our destiny, is our purpose, we need to love with the love of our hearts. So, okay, so let's talk about this video. This video is full body freedoms, and it's perfect. It's a perfect time for it because it's exactly who we are. So what's full body freedoms? Well, it's the freedom to do whatever we like with our bodies, to have access and control the freedom over our body, full body freedoms. So we're free, right? Our bodies to do as we please with them. Why? Because we're sacred. As simple as that. We're the most ancient species here in this universe, that we're part of this singularity, infinity singularity. We are the epicenter. We are at the epicenter of this infinity. Our planet here, planet Earth, is the epicenter of the central sun. The sun, the central sun of all suns, is the sun of suns. Our sun is the big deal. Our sun is the sun of suns, is the epicenter of all suns. So if you think of the universe as we know it, which is just one, which we're part of, one universe out of an infinite number of universes. But we happen to be at this scale who we are, the biological scale, the human race. We are the epicenter of this universe. Our planet is located at the epicenter of this universe. This sun is the central sun, is the singularity, the first sun that emerged in this infinity. How big is that? So as you know, infinity, the creator, is light spherical energy. It's light spherical energy. And the universe is a representation of infinity itself. So our universe is spherical, right? Just like the galaxy, just like our sun, just like this earth, just like our eyes, just like the electromagnetic field of our heart that powers the body. So we are the space structure that we are. Okay, so so what I'm trying to say is that our sun is that. So we are the first sun, the most ancient sun in our universe. And when you're at the epicenter of something, at the center, at the heart, at the core, from that point, everything is closer than from any other point because it's the epicenter. You don't have to travel, like say, from one end to the other because you're at the center. Is faster. From that point is the fastest point to anywhere across infinity. And this sun is the first sun. So the singularity of this infinity. So this universe as we know it. And because of it, right? Because of it. So what's the meaning of that? Well, what that means is that we are the epicenter of creation. We are the first species because we are the brightest point. You see, is the heart is always the hottest point when it comes to energy. It's the hottest, the brightest, right? And we come from that. We come from the brightest point in existence. So our sun is the brightest sun. So our sun created everything. Everything came out of the heart where we are and created everything. And our biology, right? Our biology is that. Our biology is that. Our biology is the biology of infinity because our creator is the central sun that created everything in this universe. And we are this biology. You see? We are this biology. This is who we are. We're the central biology. We're the central race of the central sun. That's why we are light spherical energy, because we are the image of our creator. Light spherical energy, the sun, right? This singularity of this infinity that we're part of. And this is a big deal because it makes us an infinite species. it makes us infinite, eternal creators. The energy of the heart is the highest energy of creation, and love is the highest energy of the heart. So love is the highest frequency, the highest creation. So when we love with all our energy, all our heart, then what do? Well, we manifest infinity. Because we are infinity at the biological scale. This is who we are. And this is exactly what full body freedoms is, to understand who we are, our bodies, the most incredible biology, the most incredible DNA. And we tap into our full body precisely by love, because love is the highest energy, right? It's like if you think of the sun, right? What's the hottest point? Was the brightest point? Was the most energetically dense point of the sun, the epicenter. Because at the fusion reaction, at that scale is where the elements are created, light is created. The photons, helium and hydrogen, created at the epicenter of the sun. Right? And then that creates everything else, right? That we know in this universe. So then, think about it. What are we then? What gives us life? What's our core? What's our heart? Well, the human heart, right? We call it a heart for a reason. So, what gives us life, right? The pulse of life, the pulse of creation, the human heartbeat. It generates the electromagnetic field, right? Light spherical energy, just like the sun. And the space structure of that spherical energy is us, the body, right? The full body, who we are. So then, think about it, right? So, what's the highest energy that our creator, the biological creator, can do? The heart. Love. So the higher the energy, the higher the creation, right? Like the epicenter of the sun creating the elements. Well, the highest energy that we can generate is love. So the more we love, the higher the energy of love, the higher the creation, right? So when we love, we are generating the highest energy that we can generate as a species. And by loving, then we create, because we're infinite, eternal creators. And we manifest our free will through our creations, right? That's why we can stare at the sun and open our portal and build a bridge and evolve, because all this energy from the sun of creation comes into us and we channel it and we manifest it with the love of our heart. So we can love more, we can create more, we evolve, right? We ignite our DNA, right? And remember who we are. Because of what happened in the past, we forgot that we are the central species. Okay? But this is who we are. And full body freedoms is that. It's our freedoms over our body, our full freedoms. Because we are these, we're the most advanced biology. Love unlocks the infinite DNA structure of the human DNA, our organism. And because it's the highest energy, you see that, you know how the sun creates elements at the heart of it? We have primary elements of creation. And our primary elements of creation are, as compass, as who we are, light spherical energy, light spherical beings, identity and true self. So we understand who we are, our nature, our DNA, infinite eternal creators, right? Number one. And then we start that we have manifest free will, because we have free will to create, because we're consciousness and self-awareness with love. Then what does that lead to? Well, it leads us to have purposes, because of our own consent, of our own choice, of our own free will. We choose, right? We choose what we do with our energy of creation, with our love, right? That's purpose. We choose our purpose. And then that leads to what? Time and energy, because we're infinite energy. And we have the perception of time, which is how we go about our energy, right? Through our sensory perceptions. And then that's action, right? It leads to the fourth primary element. We take purposeful daily action. And then how is the mechanism of consciousness, of self-awareness, to create infinity. Tap into infinity itself. And then we do that, right? And this self-correcting mechanism is a mechanism of infinity. And then we have flow, which is energy. We flow with it because we're energy, we're emotions. Emotions are energy. Love is the highest energy of creation. So we're emotions. We flow with our love, with our energy. We feel good about it, right? And then the seventh primary element is what? True north. We're on path. We're on the way. We know who we are. We love. We're here to love. And we're on path, to our destiny, right? To our purpose, to our dreams. Come from our why, from our mind, from our consciousness, the mind, singularity of the mind. And then that leads to what? To the eighth primary element, right? Destination, our dreams, our purpose, our goals, where we headed. And the purpose and the destiny of us is to find ourselves. Our DNA, loving. It's our instinct to love. The highest energy of creation. And then what does that do? Well, we evolve into infinity because the purpose of our DNA is to evolve into infinity. And the only way to evolve into infinity is by generating the highest energy output that we can generate as living beings. And the way we do that is with love, because love is the highest energy of creation at the biological scale. So when we love, we evolve. As simple as that. Love equals evolution. I want to write that down because that's a good one. Evolution. So when we love, we evolve. As simple as that. So we evolve. We tap into our DNA, our ancient, infinite DNA structure. And love is that. Love unlocks our DNA structure, our infinite DNA structure. So we can tap into infinity. Right? Who we are, the infinite eternal creators. And that's where our body is, because our hearts are inside our bodies. Right? And our full body is at all our organs, or our glands, all the singularities, the resonance of the human heartbeat, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation. Right? The electromagnetic field of life is the light spherical energy that surrounds the human body. The human heartbeat generates that electromagnetic field. And what's the space structure of that sphere? That is our electromagnetic, is the body. Us. Right? And what emerges as a result of the singularity of the human heart? The pulse of life, the pulse of creation. The singularity of the mind, consciousness, self-awareness. So we are aware that we can love with the energy of love. Right? And then the singularity of the lungs, oxygen in, oxygen out. Imagine how amazing we are. Right? Imagine how amazing we are as a species, right? We're this incredible species, right? We are this incredible species. Why? Because we are at the epicenter of existence. Our sun is the central sun of existence, right? And we are this rays, the central rays of everything. So, in this universe, because it's an infinite number of universes. I'm being humble. It's our universe. It's an infinite number of universes. We are the epicenter of our universe. So, and the sun creates elements, right? The building blocks of life, right? So we can exist as DNA and the planet and all that, right? Well, what do we do as biology, our infinite eternal biology? The human DNA. We consume this life, the building blocks of life, right? We breathe oxygen. Our lungs, oxygen in, oxygen out, right? Into the body, through the nostrils, and oxygen out into the systems. And oxygen is a fuel. It's a highly active element. And we consume these, we breathe it, so we can power the human body. And then what is it that it does when it goes into the lungs? Where does that go, the oxygen? Into the heart. And what does it, pulse of life does? The heartbeat. It moves that oxygen across the body, the energy, the fuel, right? Powering the engine of infinite energy, of infinite love, who we are. You see, so we can exist with consciousness of self-aware. We are the highest, the most advanced evolutionary organism, human DNA, in this universe, because we're at the epicenter of creation. You see, this is who we are. And that's why full body freedoms are so fundamental, because this is exactly who we are. We're the highest form of evolution at the biological scale. And love is the energy of creation, right? Because we're moving this oxygen, right? That created everything in the first place. This hydrogen and water and things that we're part of, right? And then that we consume that and food and stuff, elements and minerals in the foods, right? So we all this energy, right? To do what? To love, because it's the highest energy of the heart, and the heart gives us life, the human heart, right? Generates the electromagnetic field of the space structure, which is the human body. So we are the highest form of creation, because the building blocks of life, the elements that created us in the first place, we consume them. So be our bigger creation, right? We use that, this energy of the sun, we use it to create what? Bigger creations with our love. That's how amazing we are. This is exactly who we are. So Understand these, right? Understand this. This is our nature. This is exactly what we are. This is our infinite nature. This is our infinite nature. This is our infinite nature. So this is full body freedoms. Understanding this, who we are, the infinite eternal creator's compass. We stare at the sun and we open the portal and we evolve. We build the bridge, right? Our supercharge our DNA. And we evolve into infinity, which we have already. But we just, infinity is endless, it's infinite. So we will never stop evolving. Our consciousness, our self-awareness, our love will never stop evolving because it's infinite. We're just a conduit. The human body is a seed of life, is the flower of life, is the beginning, is tetragrammaton, is the beginning of infinity itself. And that is love at the biological scale. So we evolve into infinity, and that's where we headed. And the only way we can tap into our DNA is by loving. And this is why we have full body freedom, so we can love with the energy of our love, right? The highest energy of creation. And this is what full freedom sees, our ability to love with the infinite energy of the heart, the infinite energy of creation, the human heartbeat, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation. Who we are, infinite eternal creators, our nature, sundials. We stare at the sun, we open the portal, we build a bridge, open our heart, and then all this energy from the sun, infinite energy, right, supercharges the DNA, and it makes us evolve and allows us to love more, so we can have more energy to create more and evolve faster. And this is an endless cycle, because this infinite cycle of creation is a virtuous cycle, sundial and compass. Because as compasses, we have the ability to stare at the sun because we're sundials, you see, and we infinitely evolve into what we are, infinite eternal creators. The human race. And this all happens because of our consciousness and self-awareness. But our consciousness and self-awareness is embedded in our bodies, right? On their DNA, right? So we can breathe, so we can do all these different things. And this is why we have full body freedoms. Because we need to have the freedom to use our bodies as we please. Full body freedoms, right? Understand our nature, our full body. Our full body is that infinite energy of creation. Manifest, channeling the energy of the sun, the energy of creation itself through us in the way of love. And infinite energy and creation. Manifest free will, manifest our destinations, manifest our purpose, manifest our consent. To consent to access what? Our infinite DNA structure. Because love is the key that unlocks the infinite DNA structure of the human race, who we are. The more we tap into our memories, and then we tap into our technologies and everything that we have created in the past, because we were infinite eternal creators. We just went dormant for a while because we self-destroyed ourselves, because we had an ancient warfare. There was ancient warfare among ourselves. We humans, as the most advanced species here in the cosmos, being the epicenter, the first one to evolve into light energy, spherical light energy, we got to a level of technology that we were capable of creating planets and singularities and galaxies and suns and stars and all that. And it was power too great. And what happened, and this is all encoded in our DNA. And what happened is that we fought among ourselves, because there was no really other species out there that could compete against us, because we're the epicenter of this universe. Okay, we're the highest life form that there is, because we're the epicenter. And so it was a fight among ourselves. Factions of the human race fought for the control of the technologies and the control of everything, control of the universe, essentially. Because we're the epicenter, we're the most advanced, the most technologically developed, and the most DNA, most advanced evolution. And we fought, and we self-destroyed ourselves. Our self-destruction led to the Ice Age. So the Ice Age came as a result of our self-destruction. And we see the remnants of our civilization everywhere. There's ruins everywhere. And all the ruins are built in strategic locations. High telemetry, very, very telemetric, a lot of electrogravitics, because we used to have singularity devices there that power our civilization before the self-destruction that took place before the Ice Age. And all these civilizations, all these locations were built in places to be aligned with star systems, so we can move across, because we are the epicenter. So we, before our self-destruction, we would move across infinity instantly with our light spherical spaceships because of the technology that we have, all encoded in our DNA. Yeah, this is exactly who we are. So we're amazing. And we just essentially, we were like the rulers of infinity, the central race, the most advanced, the most technological. But we got into trouble because we fought among ourselves. The only thing that could bring us down was ourselves, and that's exactly what we did. We fought and we self-destroyed ourselves. But the DNA survived. The DNA survived. The species survived. The technologies and all this, we suffered this amnesia, collective amnesia, and we forgot our past, right? That's why we started back in caves. But the DNA survived. So the instincts allow us to get to this level, so we can now, because, so, DNA evolves, right? Like everything, evolution. And because we went through this traumatic event, we self-destroyed ourselves, our DNA learned and said that, look, we cannot self-destroy ourselves again. I mean, we were the epicenter of everything, and we ended up in caves because of what we did to ourselves. So we need to develop a mechanism. We need to develop a better mechanism, so it's called evolution. And the mechanism that our DNA structure, DNA came up with as an infinite number of cycles of evolution after a destruction was to... in order for us to regain knowledge of who we are as a central species, as a central race in the epicenter of existence in this universe, we can only access our DNA structure. So we rebuild our technologies and our civilization and remember everything. We have memory recall and we can relive everything that happened. Really. So was by evolving, and the way is to avoid self-destruction, right? Because infinity is that. So evolution is that, right? Is avoiding, is survival, right? At the most fundamental level. So how can we stop self-destroying ourselves again? Because we cannot do this again, right? Being from the top to the bottom, like from being the most advanced, the most ancient, to being in caves and forgetting who we are because of our self-destruction. We blew everything up, right? Conflict and all that, fighting over the universe, humans fighting over the universe, really. That's what happened. We were fighting ourselves over the universe, right? Because we are the epicenter of it and we're the most advanced and technologically developed one. Because we were the one that first evolved into light spherical energy, consciousness, and self-awareness. And we had this privileged position at the epicenter of everything. So the DNA decided that the evolution step was to avoid self-destruction. We cannot engage in warfare anymore, destruction. And the only way to avoid that is with love, because love is the highest energy of creation. And by loving, your nature is benevolent, so you don't destroy. It's like we love our children, right? We're not gonna destroy our children because we love them with all our hearts, right? It's our instinct. So that's the mechanism, you see? So we decided that the highest energy of creation of the love, our DNA, is in order for us to remember who we are, to tap into our DNA structure and know who we are as a species, our role in the cosmos, because everyone out there knows who we are and what we've done to ourselves, right? Because we are the top of the food chain and we just did that to ourselves. So decided that in order for us to avoid that fate again, we need to love, because when you love, you don't destroy, you only create. So in order for us to tap into our DNA, we can only evolve and remember who we were, how great we are as a species, by loving. So the DNA created this mechanism, and love is the highest energy of creation, right? Biologically speaking. So when we love, we unlock, is a key to unlock the infinite DNA structure of who we are. So we can remember who we are and rebuild all our technologies with space vacuum structures and space vacuum freedoms and singularity freedoms and technology freedoms and infinite energy. Because in the past, we used to create planets. and suns and stars and universes, really, like galaxies and things. We used to do that with the energy of singularity. And this is why we were the rulers, ruled over everything. But because of our self-destruction, that's changed. And it has been a long time, right, since the Ice Age, since everything that happened. So now we have risen again, we have awoken because of love. Because the DNA decided that the mechanisms for us, for that to never happen again, is to love. Because when you love, you don't destroy, you create only life, right? Because love is life and life is creation. So when you're a creator, you love. And the highest energy of creation, biologically speaking, is us, the human heart. So when we love, we don't destroy. So love is a key that unlocks the infinite DNA structure. So we can tap into our memory pools and relive all our past experiences and have access to all the technologies and everything that we already created, because it's encoded in our DNA, but we can only tap into it with love, with the energy of creation. And this is where we're at right now. We have gotten to this point where we can do that, and we do that by loving ourselves. And this is what full body freedoms are. Full body freedoms are these. Is our ability to understand that we're infinite love, infinite eternity, infinite creation. We are the co-creators of infinite eternities. We are the human race. We live to love and we love to live. We're sentient, we're emotions, we're feelings. Love equals evolution, you see. If we want to evolve and access our DNA so we can go back into our spaceships and travel across existence at the speed of existence with infinite energy and recreate what we used to do, we need to love. But this time will be a higher level of creation. It will be a higher level of creation because we evolved as a species because of what we've been through. So now we have evolved into a higher level of love. And our DNA can only be accessed if we love. So we can remember what we are, infinite eternal creators, compass, sundials. And by doing that, we're going to be able to evolve even into a higher level that we used to be before the self-destruction. And that is, we're not only going to be able to what we used to, which is create planets, create stars, create galaxies, but we can create universes now. Because we mature enough to not self-destroy ourselves, so we can create life forms and universes. Just like we are the epicenter of this universe, right? We now can harvest the energy to create a universe looks like the one that we belong to at the epicenter of. And we can only do that by using our love of our hearts. The energy of the love of our hearts. And this is why full freedoms is fundamental, because when we're in control of our love, our heart, our full body, then we can do that. And evolution is getting into that. And the process has started because we have the Republic of Planet Earth now, and we have all the safeguards required for us to evolve into infinity, a higher level of infinity than we used to in the past. So we're not only, because this planet was created by us, so we can evolve into this level. And the fight over existence that self-destroyed us was after the creation of this planet, because we knew where we were headed and what we could do. And factions among us disagreed, and we self-destroyed ourselves as a result. But we survived, and the species survived. And now we understand through evolution that is love the mechanism, so we don't do it again. Because now we're going to be able not only to create planets like this one that we created at the epicenter of existence, so we can evolve into what we have, but now we can join an infinite number of species that have already transcended into this infinite level of co-creators of infinite eternities. Because we're the epicenter of our universe, right? But we're not the only universe. It's an infinite number of universes, because infinity creates an infinite number of realities. And we are part of one. And our reality is the epicenter, right, of it. But now we can evolve because, in fact, what we're going through, an infinite number of species have gone through already. But in their own infinities, in their own existences, in their own epicenters, right? Across infinity, because infinity is that infinite energy. So they've done this already, and they've done the same things that we've done, self-destroy ourselves, create planets, done the same stuff, and learn the mechanism that is love, right? And these are waiting for us, because now we can graduate into that level of existence, and that is only with the love of our hearts, the highest energy of creation. And we can join the co-creators and be co-creators of infinite eternities. So now we can create eternities, meaning we can create infinities. So we can not only create a universe, we can recreate not only universes, but eternities. We can create infinities. We can create, recreate everything from scratch, like anywhere, because space and vacuum is infinite, and we can use that energy to recreate an infinity at any scale of creation as an eternity. But the only way for us to do that is to ascend. And for us to ascend, we need to love with the energy of our heart. And we can do that because our DNA have evolved because of what we've gone through. And what we've gone through is something that all species that have ascended already have gone through in their own infinities, in their own eternities, in their own singularities, when they were at the epicenter of their own creations. And they self-destroyed themselves and went through this mechanism to understand that love is a mechanism. So for you to ascend into an infinite eternal creator of infinite eternities, as a co-creator of this infinite number of species that have done what we are just did, you need to be a benevolent species. Only love, the highest energy of creation, because we are capable of creation. And when you're capable of creating eternities, creating infinities, singularities that create universes, and an infinite number of singularities and an infinite number of eternities, when you get to that level of creation, you need to love, because otherwise you're not going to graduate into that, because your DNA is not going to allow it. Because imagine what you could do with that level amount of energy. You would destroy everything, right? If you were not benevolent. You're not conscious enough. So because of our DNA, the mechanism is infinite love, infinite energy, infinite creation. And this is the love of the human heart, who we are. And this is what the Republic of Planet Earth is. Us. We're co-creators of infinite eternities. This is why full body freedoms is so important, because we're in control of our love, right? Of our DNA, of our freedoms. So we can evolve into these, becoming co-creators of infinite eternities. So we can create infinities ourselves, right? So we can create life forms that eventually become what we are, so they can eventually join the co-creators of infinite eternities, where we're headed, where I'm headed, where you are all headed. Yeah. So that's full body freedoms, okay? A lot, eh? A lot to take in, but we are ready. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. Remember, this video is about full freedom, full body freedoms. Who we are. We're co-creators of infinite eternities. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I truly do. Okay, bye. I'll make another video. Bye.